How's it going, friends? Reckless Yuki here. I'm super excited about this video because I get to share some amazing news with you guys. Some news that just absolutely freaking blew my mind when I found out about it. And basically what's going on is there's a company in Japan called Suidobashi who created a giant freaking robot called the Kuratas that has twin Gatling guns that shoot BBs, and it's 13 feet tall, weighs 4.5 tons. And shortly after the completion of this project that took them about 3 years to finish, there was an American company called Megabots who created the Mark II, which is our version of a giant-sized freaking robot. It stands at 15 feet tall and weighs at 6 tons, so 1.5 tons heavier than the Kuratas, and then about 2 feet taller than it. So it's just a Kuratas, but a bigger American version of it. And so basically what's happened is the company Megabots put down the glove, basically threw down the gauntlet and challenged the Japanese company to a freaking duel, a freaking robot duel. And the Japanese company responded by saying instead of having these mech robots equipped with guns, they want to do a melee fight. So they're giving each other 1 year to basically redo the design of the robots to equip them for melee fighting, and they're no shit gonna be fighting in a year. So hopefully it actually plays out, because my imaginative juices flowing in me from when I was freaking a teenager when I watched Gundam, Mobile Fighter G Gundam, is just absolutely flowing right now. And I remember watching the anime when I was a teenager, and it just absolutely blew my mind. And what this could be is it could be the start of that. I mean, I know it's not really going to happen in the scenario that actually played out in Mobile Fighter G Gundam, but it could evolve into something bigger. I remember there was a kind of something going on in the United States called BattleBots when I was a teenager. It was on Comedy Central. It was just dudes in the garage who created robots to fight each other. It lasted for a few seasons, then died off because it kind of got boring. At least I got bored of it. I'm sure plenty of Americans did, and that's why it kind of fell through. But this is something that is just much larger. I mean, instead of just little robots that are 3 feet tall at most, this is things that are 12 to 15 feet tall and just absolutely massive in weight. And these are going to be battling together. So hopefully this actually gets a lot of momentum. Hopefully it gets a lot of publicity, where hopefully a lot of larger companies who have a lot of money to develop and put time into this type of a thing, hopefully it could develop into some sort of sport. I would say that I'll be super excited to watch this. I'll be super excited to see companies pour resources into giant freaking fighting robots and have them battle each other. And the whole premise of Mobile Fighter G Gundam is why I'm really excited about it, is because in Mobile Fighter G Gundam, basically it takes place in the future where we have freaking space colonies, and in order to govern the entire space colonies to prevent war and I guess the devastation of civilian and military lives, they have one fighter representing each colony, and then they send down a Gundam down to Earth to fight each other, and based on this tournament, whoever wins that gets to govern all of space for a 4-year term, and then they spend that time to, I guess, retrain and develop a new Gundam, or I guess advance the technologies to do it all over again, to kind of do a peaceful way of governing the colonies of space. But anyways, that kind of got me thinking that this could be the start of that, where each company within the different countries of the world could develop their own freaking robots and fight each other. So you would have, no shit, the USA, Japan, Mexico, Russia, England, I don't know, every country, every first world power that has just, plenty of resources and money to throw away at something stupid like this would, for I'm guessing some sort of a profit and some sort of a sporting event is what it will be. But it's still just freaking absolutely blowing my mind that this is actually going to take place. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it doesn't fall through, and hopefully they do go through with it, because I'm kind of thinking of what type of regulations these guys are going to have to go through too, because both robots right now are controlled with a pilot, an actual person in the cockpit. The Kuratas is controlled by one individual in the cockpit, whereas the Mark II is controlled by 2 people in it from what I've seen. And so they're really going to have to kind of figure out some sort of rules as to not, injure the other person, as far as try to kill him or anything. I know that in Mobile Fighter G Gundam, what basically happens is if you crush the head or you immobilize the Gundam, they basically are ruled, out of the contest, and the one who did it is the winner. And one of the rules is you can't focus on firing at the cockpit of the Gundam. So I'm assuming they could have some rules like that, but then I don't know what type of I guess, melee fighting that they're going to do. If the Americas are going to focus in some sort of a hand or claw that's going to grab onto them and basically crush any sort of hydraulics that the other robot could have to incapacitate them, or if they're going to have some sort of freaking swords. I don't know what they're going to do, but that's just, I mean, I'm super excited about this. I want to know how excited you guys are. Now, in the description below, I'm going to leave the 2 links of the videos. The first video is going to be of the Americas, the Megabots team, challenging Japan. And then the second link in the description will be the response video of Japan, like, accepting the United States' challenge, but changing it up to a melee fight. So anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm sorry I kind of went all over the place, but I'm just very excited about this, and let me know if you guys are in the comments below. All right, have a good one. I'll talk to you guys on the next video. Bye bye.